Hey guys, Justin Nelson here, and if you're watching this, you probably know one of the most important things to do in your real estate business is to call your database 4 times a year. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but for some reason the magic number 4 is what is taught by coaches and companies across the industry. And I sometimes really look for every excuse not to do it. And so I'm gonna show you guys in this video how I finally found the perfect excuse to not ever call my database, but call my database at the same time. Stick around, I'm gonna show you guys in this video exactly how we use virtual assistants to call our database for us. All right, so you wake up in the morning, you have kids, you have a spouse, you're getting them off to school, you have the loads of paperwork, you just got 3 more under contract this weekend, you got open houses coming up, you got an obscene number of inspections, you have a ton of missed calls, you probably have internet leads in your system that you haven't responded to, and maybe you have a real estate coach, and maybe your real estate coach this week said, you know what, it's time to do your quarterly calls. Have you called your database yet? Have you made those quarterly calls? Have you done it? Have you done it? Have you done it yet? That, guys, gives me anxiety. That was one of my biggest failures as a new agent in the business, was not doing my quarterly calls. I did so many transactions that I never did another transaction after that from, not because they didn't like my service, not because they didn't like me, they actually loved me, they loved our service, they shot awesome video testimonials, but just because I didn't keep up with them, right? I was running so fast and growing so fast, I just didn't have the energy, or I didn't make it a priority to do my quarterly calls. And so as I've grown over the years, one of the questions I get is, Justin, do you make your quarterly calls anymore? And the answer is yes and no. I don't personally make my quarterly calls anymore, but my virtual assistants do make my quarterly calls for me. And so what I've done, and I want to share with you guys the way I've done this, because this can be applied to any business and it can give you so much time back. So number 1, I set up my virtual assistants in a way that we call one of our VAs a client care manager. This is one of the most popular ways that people will use our services, is they'll get a VA through us and they'll call that VA a client care manager. Because I want to run through the map on the screen real fast. Let's say that your average price point is $300,000. And then let's say that you get 3%. And then let's say that you make $9,000 on that commission. When the average virtual assistant only costs about $7,000 a year, we know that if I have a VA be a client care manager and their only role this year was to love and call and touch my 250 people in my database, that if they found me 2 transactions, if they got me 2 referrals, and let's go through the math again, 300,000 times 3% is a $9,000 commission check, times 2 is 18,000. How much did our VA cost? About 7,000? 18,000. Wait, what? Cost 7,000, make 18,000. Guys, that's like a 2.5 times return based on one virtual assistant calling a database of 250, and that's their only job all year. Now, I'm over-exaggerating a bit here, because you guys know with all my other awesome videos, which you guys will see all over here, you'll see in the links below, you guys will see that there's obviously a million things that virtual assistants can do even outside of that. But if you think in the simplistic terms, is what if I hired a VA just to love on my database of my top 250 people? And guys, I want you to think about this. I want you to think of your favorite title rep. right? Your favorite title company, your favorite closing attorney, whatever it may be in your state. And I want you to think about what their job is as a sales rep or a sales manager. Their main job is to go out there and have drinks with people, put on events. Their whole job is to schmooze you, right? To make you feel wanted, to make you feel valued, and to give you value, right? And when you think about how many people are in their database, most likely they're not talking and going out with more than 250 people at a time. Now, I get it. Your database may be 1,000 people, it may be bigger, but what I want to break down is how people are having success with a virtual assistant. And I want to break down the schedule here of what a client care manager can do for you. And so let's just go through it simplistically. If you have a database of 250 people, the number one thing that your VA should do for you each and every quarter is make one quarterly call. A quarterly call where they're checking in. An example script of this may be, ring, ring. Hey, this is Sarah, Justin's executive admin. This is Sarah, Justin's client care manager. I just wanted to call on behalf of the Justin Nelson team and just check in with you. We wanted to see how you were doing. We know it's been 9 months since you purchased a home with us. We just wanted to check in and see if there's absolutely anything that Justin can be doing for you to make your home owning experience any easier, or if there's just anything in life that Justin can do to bring you guys value, right? When you take a simple script like that and we pay a VA that's got great English, that's got great tone, that can have that conversation, it's not like we have to have these scripts, because usually what's gonna happen is they'll go, yeah, we could use this, we could use that, I need a plumber, do you have any contractor recommendations? And the VA can bring that to me, and then I can make a call if needed, right? So if they make 250 calls, maybe 30 people needed something, now I can spend my time helping those 30 people, and the 220 other people still felt value, right? They got either voicemails or they felt like I was adding a service. And the best way to think about this is think about this. This is your insurance agent right here. This is the person that does your homeowner's insurance, your car insurance. When's the last time that they called you, right? You're probably thinking never. They've never called me after I signed up for a policy. Well, what if tomorrow a client care manager, and this is one of my awesome client care manager virtual assistants right here, what if Paige called you because she was working for your insurance agent and just asked how you were doing, asked if there was anything that she could do for you? Wouldn't that make you feel like there was a level of service that wasn't there before? Right? And so just taking something as simple as having a virtual assistant make calls for you and making quarterly calls is awesome. Now, what I do to stay in touch with my clients above and beyond this, because the number one question I get is, Justin, isn't that ingenuine if you're having someone else make the calls for you? Well, when you think about growing a big company, you're not gonna be able to make the calls yourself forever, right? Walmart CEO doesn't call and thank you for your purchase. Amazon doesn't call and thank you for your purchase. Now, while I agree with you, we need to be more personalized because we're not Amazon and we're not Walmart. I take a hybrid approach where my VAs are making the 4 quarterly calls a year. And then what I'll do is I'll use the Facebook Messenger audio button. It's my favorite button, and we'll have a whole nother video on this in the future. Basically what I'll do is I'll go into Messenger, I'll find them, I'll click record, and I'll do something like this. Hey Sarah, just wanted to check in with you, wanted to see how you and your family are doing. I hope you guys are having an absolutely fantastic Thanksgiving week. Let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you. And hey, I know that you also had a call with my assistant Paige. She said that you guys are doing well. I really appreciate you guys being customers of ours in the past. I just wanted to say thank you again. Let me know if you ever need anything. And so that is what I call the elimination of a long conversation. My VA had the conversation for me. Remember, $7,000 a year made me $18,000 because she probably at least found me 2 referrals doing that 4 times a year. And so I have an ROI, so money is not a problem. I'm getting the 4 calls in, so now when I'm doing that personalized touch, I'm getting the best of all worlds. That took me 10 to 20 seconds, and it's the avoidance of a possible long conversation. I love all of my past clients, but some of them love me so much too that they'll talk to me for 4 hours. And while they may be at work or they may not be working or whatever it may be, I don't have time to talk to each person for 30 minutes when I'm trying to get through a database of 250. The conventional way of teaching agents that they need to call their database is great up into a certain production level. And for most agents, once they get to 1 or 2 deals a month, they start to run out of bandwidth to even make those calls. Oh, and guess what? You're also being taught to make your database bigger. And so now this time when you call 250 people, it was easy, but the next time when you get to 500, it was almost impossible because you just ran out of time, right? You love talking to your people, but we just run out of time. So taking a mix of both worlds, I will tell you guys another thing that I do is while my VA will call these 250 people, I still kind of keep here my 50 closest top producing agents that I want to talk to. So you guys know in my business, I run a virtual assistant company, Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, which you guys can check out below if you ever need a virtual assistant. So my audience is real estate agents. So I have a database of 1,000+ real estate agents that we communicate with a lot. They know me, they like me, they trust me. My VAs will make calls to those people. Then my 50 people that always send me referrals, they're very close to me, they're high influencers in my world. Those are the people that I will actually make phone calls to. So I want to be clear here. I'm not saying to get rid of all your phone calls. I'm just saying, let's get you more time back, right? Because this is when the money duplicates really, really fast. Now, what you do with that time is completely up to you, right? You could take that extra time and you could go put it into doing open houses. You could take that extra time and work internet leads with it. You could take that extra time and go to lunch with business partners. You could take that extra time and spend it with your family, right? Any of those options are great options because if you're spending it with your family, you're getting more of a life back, right? You're making ROI, your business is growing, you're growing a business that you like, right? And if you're using that time to get back to go and get more business, that's great as well. You're scaling your business bigger and faster through the help of others. So I know this was a longer video, guys, but I really just wanted to hammer the point across that you don't need to make all of your quarterly calls. If you find the right people that can be a client care manager for you, you can get so much of your time back. And guys, there's nothing like getting your time back and knowing that these calls are happening. When you have a VA do this for you, there's no better feeling than someone messaging you going, wow, hey, it was really nice to talk to Sarah today. I hope that all is going well, Justin. And I'm like, where'd that come from? And it's because my VAs have been calling my people and just loving on them. So I hope you guys got some points out of this. I hope that that made sense. With that being said, make sure, because I didn't talk about it in the beginning of the video and I don't want you to get away, make sure that you guys make sure that you subscribe, and then even hit the little bell button. There's a little bell button down below the video that will notify you each and every time we put out a new video. If you guys are watching this video, I know that you're interested in growing your business through leverage, right? You wouldn't be watching virtual assistant videos if you didn't want to have an assistant. You're watching this because you want to grow your business. So with that being said, guys, if you ever need a VA, check down below and we will see you guys next time. Hey guys, Justin Nelson here. I just wanted to give you guys more information on where you can learn more about our services. If you want to learn more about our virtual assistants, you guys can just check in the links below in the description to learn where you guys can go and schedule a call with our team to learn all about what a virtual assistant can do in your business. And if you're looking for social media training, same thing below. You guys can go below and check out the links to our social media training, the latest and greatest things that we're up to. We'd love to have you a part of our Sphere Rocket Elite social media training, or we'd love to obviously help you find a rock star virtual assistant. With that being said, before we end the video here, make sure you guys like, make sure you subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next video.